Welcome to Shareholders of a Better World, brought to you by TBLI Group. At TBLI Group, we have an established reputation as an organization dedicated to building the ecosystem of global sustainability and impact investing. We're doing this through educating, advising, and facilitating transactions in global sustainability and impact business, as well as capital solutions for private companies, family offices, and fund groups. For nearly 25 years, TBLI Group has created a vertically integrated ecosystem of education to action through TBLI conferences and TBLI consulting. More about our company can be found at tbligroup.com. This webinar is brought to you by TBLI Foundation, which hosts educational learning experiences dedicated to a better planet. Through the foundation, we build sustainable communities by sharing the people and the experiences making a difference to so many of our lives around the world. Our weekly podcasts bring impact thought leaders that are doing and not only chatting. Now let me introduce my guest today.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Just some housekeeping explanation for those of you who've never joined us before. If you have a question or a comment, just type it in the lower right-hand corner or lower left-hand corner, depending on your screen. There are 3 emojis that you can engage to clap, laugh, or if you find something brilliant. If you want to send a private message to anyone in the audience, just move your mouse over their name and a window will pop up and you can send them a message. And if you have something burningly brilliant and you want to grab the mic and join the panel, there's a little microphone next to your name that you can do that, and I'll accept it or not. So this is the first masterclass that we're doing in the new year. So Happy New Year, everybody, and the best wishes for the year of the rabbit. Let's hope it's a little bit less turbulent, but we'll see. Our guest today is a brilliant, absolutely brilliant person, Andrew Bahar, who I only met a short while ago, but I've been a fan of the work he's been doing. And for 30 years, the company he worked with, As You Sow, has been engaging the corporate sector to change their behavior. He's going to share his experiences. My main question, does actual corporate engagement work? Andrew, if you can turn on your video and your audio and join. I'll go on mute. You're on mute there. So Andrew, for those who are living in a different universe and have not heard of As You Sow and yourself, please enlighten everybody who you are and the work that you do, which is really important.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a little early in the morning, so if I'm a little stuttery, it's 6 a.m. here in Berkeley, California, but happy to join you and folks from around the world. I see some of my friends in Amsterdam. Hello, Melanie. And I think this is a much more experienced group than you had led me to believe, Robert. My presentation might be a little basic. I'll probably just go through it pretty quickly just so we're all on the same page. But basically, As You Sow has been around for 30 years. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary. Actually, last year, 1992, we were founded, so we had our 30th anniversary last year. But we're having our big celebration in March of this year because of COVID. We had to push it. So if anyone's in Oakland, March 22nd of 2022, we're staging a really big party. That should be a lot of fun. So let me get into it. I'm going to share a screen. I'm going to speak for about 15 minutes. I will give you background on shareholder advocacy, on the power of shareholders, and I'm going to leave a lot of time for questions. I think with this group, it looks like a very high-level group. We can talk about things, how effective is it? I'm also going to share with you a video that no one else has ever seen before because we just produced it and haven't put it out there in the world, but it is talking about how we interact with these corporations, how corporations are actually reducing material risk for all stakeholders, and how that is an advantage for shareholders and for investors in general. We can also have time to talk about the anti-ESG crusade that has just sort of, well, we've been aware of it for many, many years. There's been a small group of people who have been filing what we call anti-ESG resolutions for many years, but it became very public last May, and it's been then weaponized. Some state legislatures that are starting to really work their way through the system, and we can talk about that and spend a bunch of time on that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share a screen. Let me get this all lined up here. And share the screen. Okay, can you all see, Robert, can you see a PowerPoint that says shareholder power for positive change in the world?
Yes, I can.
Great, so that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to go kind of quickly because I can see who's in the room. So first off, agenda, I'm going to talk a little bit about as you sow, about being an empowered shareholder, talk about this whole idea of stakeholder capitalism, ESG, and knowing what you own, and a lot of discussion. So I always start off my presentations with my dog, Oscar. I wrote a book in 2016 about shareholder advocacy and about the power of shareholders. And in order to understand it, it's really about responsibility. If Oscar dug under my fence and knocked over the neighbor's garbage can, and the neighbor came and said, hey, your dog just did this, I would be responsible. I would take responsibility. I would go over there and clean it up. I'd fix the fence. I would scold Oscar. And because Oscar's my dog. But if a company that I owned had a spill into a local river, some toxic emissions, I would say, the board's going to take care of it. The management's going to take care of it. I don't feel necessarily responsible. And there is that difference in responsibility. And what I am putting forth and what I actually believe is that if you own one share, you have responsibility. You have not only responsibility, but you have the power to actually make change at that corporation because you are the beneficial owner. It's all about aligning incentives. When the board's job is to create a strategy and to incentivize the executives to make changes. So if you can align the incentives of these executives, then you can make change. You can make change. So this is what As You Sow does. We believe that environmental health and human rights can be improved by shifting corporate policies. It's very, very powerful when you can get one of these companies, and we work with many, to make a policy shift because it ripples through their entire supply chain, through all of their customers, through all of their employees. It's you have a very big leverage when you can get them to change, and you generally can do it if they're going to benefit, if they're incentivized to benefit, if the company is going to gain, if the executives, if the people inside the company are going to get a bonus for doing what you want them to do. So we always align our incentives with the executives inside the company. When we sit down with companies, it is never to say do the right thing. We have never used that phrase. We only talk about, we as shareholders or shareholder representatives have identified material risk and we have a solution. We bring solutions. We do a lot of research and we show them what the cost of making the change is going to be, what the benefit of making the change is going to be, and what the risk of doing nothing is. So very important that we are not adversarial with companies at all. We own the companies. We sit on the same side of the table with them. And I think that's why we're so effective, because most of the companies we sit down with generally say, wow, you guys are like McKinsey for free. Let's go get it done. The ones who don't, we then escalate by filing shareholder resolutions. So the shareholder resolutions that we're most known for, it's really an escalation. It's the third or fourth step in a process to bring about a reduced material risk for these companies. So, our name, which is As You Sow, as corporations sow good environmental, social, and governance policies, they're going to reap increased share value, extended employee retention, improved brand reputation, and reduced risk. This is the theme. This is the core of what we do and how I believe one can be very effective as a shareholder, and that is where the power lies.